It is Sunday, January 19, 2020. It's 2020. That's how out of it. Welcome to LCJ Live. Welcome to SAG Awards Day. It's going to be a fun show tonight at 8 o'clock on TBS and TNT. I'm going to give you my picks for the SAG Awards 2020 coming up here on LCJ Live. Plus box office, PGA news, Annie Awards news, a little bit from my trip to the Critics' Choice Awards in California, and more. Now, you can, as always, send in your questions, your comments. You're probably wondering, what am I doing here with a minion? Well, I had the pleasure of going to Illumination Entertainment while I was out in California. The makers of the Despicable Me characters, the Minions, Sing, The Grinch, all their recent hits, Secret Life of Pets. And this is Bob. Now, this is from Universal Studios in Japan. When I turn on Bob, he automatically starts going. So, look at him go. Look at him go. Especially when I say his name, Bob. That's right. What's happening, Bob? Yeah, he immediately reacts to that. He is so excited for LCJ Live. He's so excited for the Annie Awards this weekend. He's so excited. Yes, for the SAG Awards tonight. So excited for that. He is having a great time. And he's so excited that 1917 is your PGA winner. It's a Universal movie, so he's got to be thrilled. Yeah. Yes. I think the word Universal gets him going. We'll pause Bob for a little bit. Universal's 1917 is your PGA Awards winner for Best Picture. Green Book won it last year. So 1917, also Universal, by the way, could be your Best Picture Academy Award winner in just 3 weeks. Can you believe the Oscars is 3 weeks from today? I cannot. It is nuts. But 1917, your animated film winner. It's from Pixar. Don't want to say the word Pixar with Bob hearing me. But Toy Story 4 is your winner for that. So it is officially one step closer to winning the Academy Award. We will see what happens. We got the Annie Awards this Saturday night. I'm going to be putting up a new blog piece tomorrow at lights-camera-jackson.com on the Annie Awards. Some analysis going into that. We got the BAFTAs on the 2nd. And then the Academy Awards on February the 9th. 3 weeks from today. That is crazy. As far as your weekend box office goes, again, I'll be giving my SAG picks coming up here on LCJ Live. Bad Boys, wow. $59 million for the 3-day, $68 million for the 4-day Martin Luther King Day Open. That is huge. That is so much bigger than what I expected, what many people expected. $68 million over 4 days. That is tremendous. You can expect a big Bad Boys 4 in the future. Gotta be, because this is a huge open. Of course, another big open for Will Smith and Martin Lawrence's first film he starred in 9 years. He's back, baby, in Bad Boys, and they are great together in it. Now, the new Robert Downey Jr. Doolittle movie, $22.5 million to come in second in the 3-day, $30 million for the 4-day. It's not a disastrous open, but it is a disaster of a film, and the budget was somewhere around $175 to $200 million. So are they going to make it back? Universal, that's the question. We will see. But 1917 right behind, $22.1 million, and officially solidifying its status as the Best Picture Academy Award front runner, going to get up against movies like Parasite, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and The Irishman, which is not out of it yet. Will they be celebrating tonight at the SAG Awards? This is a bottle of wine Netflix sent me for Critics' Choice voting for The Irishman. It's what it is. As it says, it's what it is. And on the back of this, it says, for your consideration, Best Picture. They want it badly. They want to win. But at this point, I don't know if that's going to happen, which is crazy, because as I wrote on Twitter the other day, if you had told me 2 months ago that not only would Robert De Niro not be nominated for Best Actor, but that The Irishman would not be the clear frontrunner for Best Picture, I would have thought you were nuts. I would have thought you were crazy. But that's where we are right now, just 3 weeks away from the Oscars, about 2.5 weeks from when voting ends. Well, actually, 2 weeks and 2 days. So the voting begins next Thursday, January 30th, and it ends on Tuesday, February 4th. Not a lot of time. So we will see what happens. That is crazy, but that's where we are at when it comes to award season. Now, when it comes to tonight specifically, what's up, Falcons24? Thanks for being here on LCJ Live. Tonight specifically, when it comes to the Screen Actors Guild Awards, you've got some major categories for film. I'm going to start with supporting actor. Brad Pitt is probably going to win tonight, and he's my pick to win in the category. However, if there is an upset here tonight, my senses are telling me it would go to Tom Hanks for playing Mr. Rogers, a high-profile role, one of his better performances in recent years, but he's always been good. And it's a role that's gotten him a lot of attention coming off of the Golden Globes Lifetime Achievement Award speech. I could see Tom Hanks pulling off an upset here tonight, shaking up this race and giving us something to think about heading into the next few award shows. We need a surprise after the Golden Globes and Critics' Choice Awards with being the direct correlation winners. We need something to shake things up a little bit. So if I were to pick an upset in supporting actor, it would be Tom Hanks. When it comes to supporting actress, here's where things get really interesting. Because, as most of you probably know, Jennifer Lopez did not get a Best Supporting Actress Oscar nomination for her performance in Hustlers, though she is nominated tonight for the SAG Award. Last year, Emily Blunt, snubbed for both Mary Poppins Returns and A Quiet Place, was nominated for both at the SAG Awards and ended up winning Supporting Actress for A Quiet Place, becoming the first woman and only the second person after Idris Elba to win a SAG Acting Award without being nominated for the Academy Award for that performance. Could that happen to J-Lo tonight? Absolutely, because the SAG voting ended just 2 days ago on Friday. So everybody had Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, if they hadn't voted yet, to say, you know what, I'm going to give some love to J-Lo. She should have gotten nominated for the Oscar. She was really good in Hustlers. I'm going to vote for her instead of somebody like Laura Dern, who is the front runner at this point for her performance in Marriage Story. Last year, I thought Emily wasn't going to win, but I said she was going to be the upset if that was the case. I'm going to go with that way for J-Lo, too. Something tells me there are still a lot of older SAG voters who will vote for Laura Dern anyway, and I don't know if J-Lo will get enough votes from the older members of SAG. The younger voters will go towards J-Lo, for sure, no questions asked. But I just don't think it's going to be enough to take out Laura Dern. If J-Lo does get enough and it's a big surprise win and all the TV shows talk about it the next day and all that, that'll be huge, that'll be big, and I will not be stunned. But I do still think Laura Dern will win tonight for her performance in Marriage Story. Because Emily Blunt, it was interesting. A Quiet Place was a film that skewed young and older. And I think some of the older voters who know Emily from other movies, including the Mary Poppins film, as well as Devil Wears Prada and some of her other films, Edge of Tomorrow, you know, she skews a little bit older and younger. She's got a little of that going. I think J-Lo still skews kind of young because of that music pop scene that she's in. So that's what I'm thinking here for the SAG vote tonight. Now, if you're talking about a surprise win when it comes to somebody who's still nominated for the Oscar, look at somebody like Margot Robbie. Margot Robbie has been nominated now 3 years in a row for the SAG Awards. For I, Tonya, which she got nominated for the Oscar for Mary Queen of Scots, which she did not get nominated for, and now Bombshell, and she is Oscar nominated for Bombshell. You could see somebody like Margot Robbie come in for the surprise. SAG loves Bombshell. Charlize Theron nominated. Margot Robbie nominated. Nicole Kidman nominated for Supporting Actress as well, though she's not up for the Oscar. And Bombshell cast is nominated, and it's the only film out of the 5 cast nominees that does not have a Best Picture Oscar nomination. So even so, Bombshell's got a lot of love and support from SAG. You could see Margot Robbie pull it off. Or it could go to Scarlett Johansson for Jojo Rabbit, because like Emily Blunt last year having 2 nominations, Scarlett Johansson, 2 nominations for films. You got Marriage Story in lead actress and Jojo Rabbit in supporting actress. And maybe the folks from SAG say, you know what? Let's give Scarlett Johansson one of them, because it'll probably go to Renee Zellweger for lead actress, so let's give Scarlett Johansson supporting actress for Jojo Rabbit. That would definitely shake things up, especially heading into the BAFTAs in 2 weeks, because at the BAFTAs, you got Scarlett Johansson nominated for both films. You also have Margot Robbie nominated for 2 films in the same supporting actress category. You got Once Upon a Time in Hollywood and Bombshell. And the BAFTAs love Margot Robbie. Now she's been nominated 4 times. And they love Scarlett Johansson because they gave her Best Actress for Lost in Translation, 18 years ago, 17 years ago. And she was nominated for 2 films, Girl with a Pearl Earring as well, in that same Best Actress category. So, maybe we see the shakeup at the BAFTAs with Scarlett Johansson and Margot Robbie, or maybe it begins tonight. I'd like to see it happen tonight, because that would definitely shake up the rest of award season, but we'll have to see how it goes. DJ Rachopa wants to know any news on the LCJ Movie Awards. I'm glad you asked, because I will be making some announcements in the next couple of days on the LCJ Movie Awards, so stay tuned for that. Let's go to Best Actor. 2 of tonight's 5 Best Actor nominees did not receive the Academy Award nomination for Best Actor. One of them is Taron Egerton. When you look at what happened with the Oscar nominations, the fact that Taron Egerton won the Golden Globe for Best Actor in a Comedy or Musical, you'd like to think Eddie Murphy was in the second position of votes, and then Leonardo DiCaprio in third. And Leo was the only one who got a Best Actor Oscar nomination, because the Academy loves Leonardo DiCaprio. That's crazy, that's rare, that's unique for somebody who lost the Golden Globe Acting Award to be nominated and not have the winner be nominated for the Oscar for Best Actor. Kind of crazy. I still think Joaquin Phoenix wins tonight, but you could see somebody like Taron Egerton get some of that sympathy vote. You could see somebody like Adam Driver come on strong as well. I don't think, though, he's going to win. It'd be a tough call. It'd be a tough call for an upset, whether it's Christian Bale, also not nominated tonight, by the way, or not nominated for the Academy Award for his performance in Ford v Ferrari. He is nominated tonight for the SAG Award for Best Actor. Christian Bale was nominated last year for his performance in Vice. Of course, then the momentum started going to Rami Malek for Bohemian Rhapsody. Ford v Ferrari, a Best Picture Oscar nominee. That was the big surprise from the other day. And it leads me to something interesting. You know, what if a film like Ford v Ferrari, not nominated for directing, not nominated for acting, not nominated for writing, it's only up for 3 technical awards and Best Picture. People clearly like that movie enough. You have to get at least 5% of the vote, something like that, to be nominated for Best Picture. People clearly like that movie enough, without anything else going for it except for a couple of key technical things, to still nominate it for Best Picture. What if people, when they rank the movies, say, yeah, I love Ford v Ferrari, I'm putting it number 1 or number 2. Could that pull off one of the greatest upsets of all time? I don't know, but I still think Ford v Ferrari's in it. I just got this little feeling about it. But it would be a wild upset. But anyway, would you agree Doolittle will do little when it comes to next year's award season? Heck, maybe for the Razzie Awards. Oh my gosh. The movie's bad, guys. Really. Doolittle. Do not go see Doolittle. I mean, I've seen worse films, but about 20 minutes in, I was kind of done. When you're doing dialogue like, bro, and dream work makes the team work, when the film is set in the Queen Victoria era, yeah, didn't need it, talking animals. So sorry. The only talking things we need right now in our lives are minions. Best Actress tonight, probably Renee Zellweger. Though, here's what I wrote the other day. Did you see my tweet when Kimmel said that he doesn't know anybody who has seen the Judy Garland film? I thought that was really interesting. He doesn't know anybody who's seen it. He was like, this movie does not exist. Well, it does exist, and Renee Zellweger's fantastic in it. But like last year with Glenn Close and The Wife, will some people say, I don't need to see this. Everybody says Renee's great, but I'm going to vote for Scarlett Johansson for Marriage Story instead, or Saoirse Ronan for Little Women, or Charlize Theron for Bombshell. You know, are people going to say that instead, or just vote for her without seeing the movie? You know, The Wife wasn't nominated for anything else. The other thing Judy is nominated for the Oscar is the makeup, how Renee Zellweger looks. I don't think she's a lock. I really don't. I believe last year, with the Olivia Colman surprise win, started a trend of the younger Oscar voters. That was a performance and a film that skewed younger. Even though it was set in the old era, it skewed younger because of the tone and the way it was and the vibe and all of that when it came to The Favorite. Maybe Saoirse Ronan, 4-time nominee, gets the young votes. Maybe shakes things up. Yeah, I don't think Renee Zellweger's a lock. She will probably win tonight, but 3 weeks from now, tonight, I don't know. It could be a surprise. And Renee's already won, so it wouldn't be a total blow. Like last year was a real punch to the gut for Glenn Close. Honestly, that was a punch to the gut after being nominated 7 times. But, yeah, I don't think she's a lock. But we'll see what happens tonight. Could change some things. Who knows? All right. Let's go to ensemble film. You got Bombshell, again, not nominated for the Best Picture Oscar. I don't see this winning. If it does, it'll just say, hey, the Best Picture race is still kind of up in the air. 1917, not nominated tonight for the ensemble film. But you got Parasite. I think Parasite could really win this thing. I really do. I might even go out on a limb and say Parasite is going to win. I would love to see it win, and I think it will. Because there are going to be a lot of people who look at The Irishman and say all that star power. There'll be a lot of people who look at Once Upon a Time in Hollywood and all the star power. Jojo Rabbit's kind of a wild card. And then you got Parasite. And some people, because this is Parasite's only nomination, and clearly it got in for a reason, will pull in Argo and say, you know what? I love the movie. I'm going to vote for it for Best Ensemble. I think enough of that will trump the Irishman people and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Though I will not be surprised if any of these 5 films win tonight. I'll be the most surprised if it's Bombshell. But if it's Parasite, and I'm going to go out on a limb and say Parasite will win tonight, that just proves that these performances, this film had such an impact on people. That's what I'm thinking. Though The Irishman did win last week at the Critics' Choice Awards for Best Ensemble, I don't think it's going to happen again tonight. But if it does, it'll move it up a little bit in the Best Picture race, which will be a much-needed win for The Irishman. If it's Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, it keeps it in the game up against 1917 and Parasite and officially kind of moves The Irishman out of it. So this is a much-needed win for Netflix and The Irishman tonight. If The Irishman loses, it is probably officially out of Best Picture contention. Which, again, 2 months ago, I would have told you were crazy, but here we are. So, once again, I'm going to go with Laura Dern. Don't be surprised if it's J-Lo. I'm going to go with Brad Pitt. The upset is Tom Hanks. I'm going to go with Renee Zellweger. If I had to pick an upset tonight, maybe Charlize, or maybe Scarlett Johansson, maybe. It just depends how things would go, but I'd be surprised if somebody beats Renee tonight. Best Actor, I'm going to go with Joaquin Phoenix. If there's an upset here, I'm going to go with, I guess I'm going to go with Taron Egerton, but I'm not totally feeling it, but we'll see. And then for Picture Ensemble, I'm going to go with Parasite. And if I had to pick a second film to win tonight, it would probably be The Irishman. I would see that winning over Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. So there you go. Those are my picks tonight for the SAG Awards. It is 8 o'clock on TBS and TNT. No host this year. They had hosts for the last 2 years, Kristen Bell and Megan Mullally, but no host tonight at the SAG Awards. We will see how it goes. Again, Annie Awards is Saturday night at 10 p.m. Eastern online, and I got some thoughts on that. A new blog piece going up tomorrow at lights-camera-jackson.com. I'm interviewing more Oscar-nominated animated short filmmakers in the coming couple of weeks. And I got a new podcast going with my man, Mike Sargent. It is called Too Fast, 2 Films. We review 2 new releases in just about 5 minutes. It's really fun, and I hope you listen to it. Check it out now at toofast2films.com. Follow it on Twitter. That's the number 2 both times, like a certain movie. At Too Fast, 2 Films. Check that out on Twitter and Instagram. We have 2 episodes right now. The first episode, we called it Episode 0. Get to know us a little bit, get to know the format of the show, and we give you a couple hidden gems from 2019 that you might have missed. And then our first official episode is also up where we review very fast Doolittle and Bad Boys for Life. So again, check those out. toofast2films.com. Going to be seeing some movies in the next week or 2. I've already seen The Gentleman. I was able to see that in L.A. I'll have my rapid review of that later this week, along with my thoughts on the Too Fast, 2 Films podcast. So look for that and some more movies. And next Sunday, when we're back here on LCJ Live, we will recap the Annie Awards from the night before and let you know where things stand now. And that'll be 2 weeks to go before the Oscars. So here's where we're at. We got the SAG Awards tonight. We got the Annie Awards Saturday night. We got the BAFTA Sunday, February 2nd, alongside the Super Bowl. We got the Independent Spirit Awards Saturday, February the 8th, and then the Oscars on Sunday the 9th. Couple weeks to go, get you through awards season. As always, follow me on Twitter at LCJ Reviews, Instagram at LightsCamJackson, posting a cool celeb photo later tonight of a SAG Awards nominee. You will not want to miss that. And head to the website lights-camera-jackson.com for all kinds of stuff. I'm LCJ. Thank you for watching LCJ Live. By the way, people want to know what JB Smoove and I were talking about. We were talking about Curb Your Enthusiasm. We had a nice little conversation, and I enjoyed talking with JB Smoove very much. Very energized, very fun guy. I'm not going to share all the details, but we talked Curb, which is tonight at 10:30 Eastern on HBO. You can watch the premiere of it after the SAG Awards tonight. I'm Lights Camera Jackson. See you back here next Sunday at 12 p.m. Eastern for LCJ Live. Say goodbye, Bob. He loves his name. He loves it. Yes. All right. I'm Lights Camera Jackson. Bye-bye, everybody. Thanks for watching.